How's it going, guys? I'm Danny, and these are some of my favorite drills. That was so stupid, I have to edit it out. So the disc golf throw is a completely unique movement. I've never seen any movement in any other sport that copies a disc golf throw perfectly. And because of that, it's really hard to use other movements to learn how to throw a disc correctly. So in general, the best way to learn how to throw a disc better is to throw a disc as much as possible. That's why people say go to the field and throw as much as you can, or play as often as possible. The more natural feeling your shot is, in general, the better your shot will be. I like to think of drills as like a doctor's prescription. If there's something wrong with your shot, it can be helpful to use a drill for a little bit to correct your muscle memory, and then go to a field and throw as much as possible to really set that in place. But overusing a drill is a really big problem. When I learned how to throw, I started using the Beto right pec drill, which is where you hold the disc here and then you throw it forward, which is fine for starting out. But what happened is I started strong arming everything. I used all my arm, and I wouldn't use any of my body or my shoulders or my legs to throw because I overused that drill at the beginning. So big caution against overusing drills. Remember to use them to fix form, and then go and cement that in your memory in the field. So the first drill is a towel drill. To do a towel drill, you grab the towel by usually a corner or a side if your towel can't get a corner like mine, and you flare out the towel as much as possible, and then you just throw, except you don't let go of the towel. What this does is it gives some resistance to your hand. If you just went through the throwing motion without a towel in your hand, your arm would extend too fast and it would hurt your elbow. So having a towel in your hand gives you a little bit of resistance. Now what a towel drill is good for is warming up. I like to stretch at the beginning of my round, and then I go through a couple of motions with the towel. And what that does is it helps me set my timing, and it helps me feel a fluid motion and my weight shift throughout the entire shot. What a towel drill is not for is for fixing form. If you have any errors in your shot and you try and fix it with a towel drill, chances are you're going to get wrapped up in popping the towel as hard as you can, and your form is going to suffer. Moving on to footwork. This is a footwork line drill. This is a drill I like to think I came up with, but I'm not really sure. I haven't done too much research into it. But the idea is you draw a line on the ground, and then you orient your feet around that line so you can develop the muscle memory for a straight movement and a good weight shift into your heel. So to do the drill, you start by drawing a line. You can either use chalk like I did, or you can just put a piece of tape on the ground or find some sticks and line it up, as long as the line is generally straight. Then you start with your dominant foot. For me, that's my right foot, and I put my foot over the middle of the line sideways. It's important to keep your feet sideways throughout this drill. I put my right foot over the middle of the line sideways. I bring my left foot behind my right and put just barely the toe of my foot on the line. Again, I'm making sure to keep my foot sideways. Then I move my right foot around my left foot and set it on the line in front of everything with the heel of my right foot on the line. What this does is it sets up my weight to move in a straight line. During the first couple steps, my weight is over my toes, and on the last step, it shifts into my heels. Setting it up so my toe is on the line and then my heel is on the line means my weight is moving directly in line with the shot. And that's going to help me learn a better weight shift and learn how to shift my weight into my heel a lot better. Another thing to pay attention in this drill is the orientation of your feet. You want to make sure and keep your feet sideways the whole time. If you turn your foot around backwards, chances are you're going to open up your stance at the end, and you're not going to be as balanced or as powerful as you could be. So this drill is really good for people who tend to go too fast because it really slows you down. It's also good for people who aren't very balanced or they don't have a good brace. So this next drill is actually one of my favorite. It's the most fun to do, I think. It's called Crush the Can, and it's by Seabass22. The idea here is you set up your feet with your toe of your left foot or your non-dominant foot in line with the heel of your dominant foot, and you put the can just on the other side of your heel. Now what this drill is designed to teach you is a weight shift. It's supposed to teach you how to shift your weight into your heel and use that to drive your hips and drive the shot forward. So you start with your weight in between your feet. Then as you reach back, you swing your weight over your back foot. And what this does is it picks up the heel on your front foot. As your hips turn, that foot will rotate, and then as your weight shifts forward, you smash the can down with your heel. Now, I didn't quite do it well enough to smash the can perfectly flat, but he does in his video. He might just have bigger feet than me too. This is a fun drill. This is a great drill to visualize how hard you're supposed to be coming down into your heel and really forcing yourself into that weight shift. This drill is really good for learning a weight shift, and it's really good to relearn footwork. If your footwork has been off for a while, this is a great way to learn it. I see a lot of people come in and they have an open stance. They end with their toes pointed outwards, and it's not really possible to do this drill if your weight doesn't come down onto your heel. If your weight is on your toe, it's not going to end very well. One of my favorite things that this drill teaches is to rotate on the heel. Now, technically, as long as you're bracing against the side of your foot, it doesn't matter what part of your foot you rotate on for distance. But I think that rotating on the heel lessens a chance of injury. Now, I'm obviously not a doctor. I definitely don't want to be giving medical advice, but I think that rotating on the heel lets you play a little bit longer and throw a little bit farther. And this is for a couple reasons. If you're rotating on your toe, your weight has to go through several joints rather than straight bones. If your weight's over your toe, number one, it has to go through your ankle, and then it goes through your knee. And it sort of acts like a shock absorber, and it takes away some of the drive coming into your hips. But if your weight is shifted into your heel, the weight goes straight through your ankle rather than having to put stress there, straight through your knee rather than having to torque that at all, and it goes directly up into your hips. That will drive the shot. This next drill is another one that I like to think I came up with. It's called a one-step drill, and it's great for learning reach back timing. To do the drill, you start with your feet together and the disc in front of you. Then in one motion, you reach back and extend your foot forward and set it down. You want the disc to peak the reach back and your front foot to hit the ground at the exact same time. Doing this makes the rest of the shot a lot more balanced and a lot smoother. If you're having trouble incorporating this into your full speed shot, it might be helpful to throw a few like this. If you reach back and step forward and then just complete the weight shift onto your front foot, you can actually throw pretty well and throw pretty far. So this is a great drill to relearn muscle memory for an early reach back. This next drill is another Seabass 22 drill and another reach back drill. This is called the Doorframe drill. So the idea behind a reach back is you want to set your body up in the most powerful position. Now, when you're throwing the disc, you don't want to be trying to throw it with as much muscle as possible, but you do want to set your body up so it's in a good and athletic position so your joints and your levers all work together to throw the disc. So to do that, you want to find out where to reach back and how to reach back so you feel the most powerful. So find a door frame or find a fire pole or find something that's sturdy and set your feet up just like your shot. Remember to line your toe up with your heel and put your left foot about 6 inches away from this sturdy thing, usually a door frame. Then you want to turn your shoulders and reach back just like you had a disc in your hand, but rather than having a disc, you want to grab the door frame. Now, change your position until you feel like you are in the most powerful position. If you're grabbing too high, you're going to feel the pressure come down your back. If you're grabbing too low, you're going to feel it on your left leg. If you're leaning backwards, you're going to feel it on your left leg. You want to keep your spine vertical and use that as an anchor, and then grab the door frame, usually at about chest height, and feel how much more powerful that is. You should feel like you can rip the door off. This next drill is called the wall drill. Now, I know I didn't come up with this one, but I cannot find who did. So I'm not going to take credit for it. I definitely didn't invent this drill, but this is what a wall drill is. So to do a wall drill, you set up your feet a couple of inches away from the wall. Have your right foot probably 3 inches away from the wall and your left foot lined up with the heel of your right foot. Then, just like you're reaching back for your shot, you want to grab a disc in your hand and reach back along the wall. You want to make sure that you're not any further away from the wall than your toe. This is going to make sure that your reach back is straight, and it's going to help you learn what that straight reach back line feels like. Then you can slowly move through your shot and feel how the disc is going straight the whole time. You should feel the disc come into your chest. You should feel your arm load. If your shoulders are turning too quick, your hand is going to hit the wall. If you're strong arming the disc, your elbow is going to hit the wall. So this is a really great drill to just learn what a straight pull feels like. I will warn you, don't try and go fast because you're going to get messed up and it's going to hurt. And also watch out for light switches. This last drill is a lot of fun to do. It's called the heavy bottle drill. Loopghost has a great video on YouTube. Definitely check it out. I have links to all of the ones that I could find in the description. But this is the heavy bottle drill. To do the heavy bottle drill, you start with a water bottle with about a bottle flipping level of water in it, and it should ideally have a loop on top. Mine didn't, so I made one out of duct tape, and it didn't end well. But you should ideally have a water bottle with a loop on top, and make sure you're outside because it's possible it'll break. Now just a little bit of water in the bottom just to give it some weight, and you want to start swinging the bottle around a little bit. Your objective here is to make the water bottle feel as heavy as possible. Now most people are going to swing it around their body. Some people will try and pull it straight and then yank it back at the last second, but the best way to do it is to create what's called the power pocket. Now the power pocket is where you pull the bottle in and you point it directly at your chest. This is just like what we do in the disc golf throw. You want to pull the bottle in and have it pointed directly at your chest. Then as you move your arm forward and try to throw, the bottle will rotate really quickly at the end and it will get so heavy that you cannot even hold on to it. This is a great drill for helping relearn rounding. If you're rounding and you're turning your shoulders too much and swinging the disc out around in front of you, you're not creating the power pocket at all. So if you grab a bottle and you feel how much power comes from tucking it in and bending your arm and then unfolding all at once, and then you translate that to your throw, you will add a ton of power and a ton of consistency. So that's all I've got for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. I missed last week. I was out of town at the beach. You can tell because of how tan I didn't get. Message my athlete page on Facebook if you have any questions. I've been really busy, so it's taken some time to get back to some people, but I will get to your question eventually. I just might need a reminder. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. I might put out in the middle of the week, or I might wait till next week. I think that's it. Okay, until next time, remember, slow is smooth and smooth is far.